I'd like to thank you for the faith and strength to win the day.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and depending on your geographical location, I'm going to start by posing a question to us as to is it a crime to be beautiful, or when has it become a crime to what? To be beautiful? Again, I'm going to start again, repeat the same question. Is it a crime for a woman to be beautiful? Or when has it become a crime for what? For someone to be what? To be to be beautiful. And take a listen at this short video.
Is it? But I would like you to comment on this issue about sexual harassment. Is it the normal thing in the Senate that the men don't keep their eyes where they should place their eyes? You know, they are always looking at the female senators, even when we say they are very few. How about this issue about sexual harassment in the Senate or the National Assembly? And how serious, in your estimation, is it? And is it an issue that should still be addressed?
Well, my own experience, the female senators did not look at themselves as if they were inferior to men. They were even up to, if you even mention that Itagiwa is a woman, the response you are going to get will make you ashamed of yourself because they will stand up to you. So, but the beauty of distinguished Senator Natasha is a problem to her.
How can beauty be a problem?
You know, men, when somebody who is pretty passes by you, your attitude will change. You can smile, you can wink, but you may not talk to her. But her beauty is a problem. There's no doubt about that. That's the
I'm glad Ruben Abati asked the question, how can that be a problem? But, however, the truth of the matter is, I mean, before I go there, in fairness to the elderly man, the video you watch, if you listen to the entire video, his views and opinions in respect to Akpabio's and the Senate, or the members and his colleagues' behavior, he outrightly condemned their behavior, their hastiness in respect to the way they handle Natasha's case. So, in fairness to him, so I just cut that small section out just for the purpose of this broadcast in terms of Natasha's beauty. Without a shadow of doubt, I mean, if we go by what the gentleman said, it would not be wrong for us to conclude that indeed her beauty was a problem to Akpabio, and because he couldn't get what he wants, allegedly, and as such, he acted in the way he acted towards the lady. At the end of this, I'll play the entire video at the end of this particular broadcast. But for what is highlighted on the screen is a quote I extracted from from the Bible, and the woman was very beautiful to look upon. So in this case, we'll bring it to Natasha, was very beautiful to look upon. And there is no crime in looking, because that is what the eyes is for. Even Jesus Christ said, he that looketh lustfully unto a woman. But rather than these lawmakers, Fabio and his colleagues, to focus on the day-to-day running of the Senate and putting the people's interest in front of them, the citizens' interest in front of them. He is behaving in a way that is not expected of a Senate president. He's human, let's understand that, but he has not come out to outrightly admit. The next video I'm going to play for you will will give us an idea of what goes on in his head, which I'm going to. The purpose of me highlighting this inscription up there. So the next video actually made me to understand or come to that conclusion that actually it is a beauty that confuses him, and because he couldn't get what he wants, or he has attempted in several ways, according to Natasha herself, this is not me, he has attempted in several ways to get her and he couldn't get her, and as such he acted in the way that he acted. She was suspended for 6 months. He was more or less lamenting over spilled milk. So I'm going to play the video for you, and then I'll weigh in on it later on for us to see what he actually meant.
Something to say, but I won't say. Senator Father Hunsi pointed out that I have no friend any longer, that I only have my wife, my children to contend with. Because even the senator we are discussing is the wife of my very close friend and brother. So I thought. On the day of our marriage, I slept in Kogi, in her house, 2021 or 22. The next day, I ran to Ubajana Airport. I missed my flight because the plane could not land since there had no light. So I ended up sleeping at Dangote Cement Factory with 9 people. So I spent 3 days. Please give me a chance to say something. Even when Senator Webwe attempted to say that he was present in the same car, the social media said he was lying. But you see, we have been taken to the floor. We have been dragged to the floor. I have a responsibility. If you look at the rules of the Senate, I don't only interpret the rule.
Now I have to stop there because the rule he wanted to read that will be covered on Friday. Now he said Natasha is the wife of a brother and close friend. So I thought. Now, even if he's a wife of a brother and a close friend, that doesn't suggest that you cannot like her or make advances towards her. Hence, I highlight, and the woman was very beautiful to look upon. This was David in the matter of Beersheba. And for better understanding, Uriah was what? Was not just a family friend to David, but Uriah's father-in-law, if I'm correct. Yes, Uriah's father-in-law, which is what's his name? Ahithophel, was the grandfather of Bathsheba, which is the husband of Uriah, I mean the wife of Uriah, was David's counselor. So, and friend and counselor. But that did not stop David himself from looking upon Bathsheba and subsequently sexually aroused her. I repeat for the record. The fact that he claimed that what Natasha is the wife of a brother and a close friend, so he thought, does not mean or does not excuse his behavior as human being. Because why? Because it has happened before and it will continue to happen. Uh, David was a king who abused his power just as Akpabio did in the matter of Natasha by not recusing himself and what and allowing the matter to be investigated. So I don't know why he's saying all those things he said, whether he's seeking for sympathy from the public. And in my head, even if Natasha was making false allegation, for the fact that you did not allow the matter to be investigated. Yeah, she is beautiful. I must admit. When you see beautiful, now also we have to be careful here because they said beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So what I consider beautiful, you may not consider beautiful. I know a lot of beautiful women who have made advances towards me allegedly, and I had to rebuff them. I did not yield allegedly. So, but because of her beauty, he got confused. And you must understand that some men don't like to be turned down, to be rejected. Particularly powerful men with money, men in position of power. You reject them, it become it hurts their ego. And that is the kind of person Akpabio is. Now, rather than him again to focus on what? On developing or making the nation better for the citizen. If you listen to what he said that video, on the day of a marriage, he slept in the house. He missed his flight because the plane could not land. There was no electricity. Now, shouldn't he now be focusing on how to ensure that there is stable electricity in the country rather than focusing on beautiful women, which is vanity upon vanity? He failed to carry out his responsibility because of just beautiful women. He got confused, so he couldn't do his job. I mean, we must give it to Natasha. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. And as I ask the question, is it a crime to be beautiful, or when has it become a crime in Nigeria to be beautiful? I mean, that would be a sexist statement, or there's a word they normally use on sexist or whatever it is, a statement to me. Like I said, the gentleman, the elderly man who made that statement, I extracted that part out as a point of just to make my own point. But in his argument in the matter of Natasha versus Akpabio at the Senate, his opinion and views are on point. So take your time to listen to the entire video on Arise News, and I must commend him the way in respect to his opinion. So for him to say a beauty is disadvantage or is what is against her clearly shows how they think in the House of Senate there. Why will our beauty be a problem? Why will our beauty be an issue for you not to have recused yourself, for you to be making laws and considering yourself the almighty powerful Akpabio? He said it himself. I had to cut that part short because I'm going to cover that aspect where he portrays himself as what? As the almighty Akpabio. I'll cover that on Friday in the matter of the law and the constitution and the rule, the house rule. The house rule does not override the law of the land. No, the law of the land supersede over any law that any man make. The constitution is above the laws inside my bedroom or in my house or my employment or whatever it is. The law of the land comes first, and that is what it is. As if you're driving, obey traffic light and everything, but they tell you at the end of the day, the law of the land will take its course. So why should a beauty, rather than appreciating, exploring that, appreciating the fact that we have beautiful women who are coming up. Again, earlier I posted the wife of the present president, Mrs. Oluremi Tinubu, where she was fighting when then a senator was fighting. Well, I guess it didn't make the round because maybe because I didn't say so. I'm only guessing from what they said. Maybe because she wasn't as beautiful as Natasha, and as such, she's not making the case as Natasha case is making the social media now. But again, I ask, is there a crime for somebody to be beautiful? Or when has it become a crime for one to be beautiful? Are we going backward, or in the context of Nigeria, are we going backward, or we are going forward in the matter of women? So what do they want? Do they, I mean, you can't even say a woman is ugly. You can't say that. That is absolutely even wrong for anyone to say that this woman or this person is ugly. So if we can say that, then why should our beauty not be? Could it also be that Ireti King will also who is being made known to us that she happens to appease her signature or encourage the suspension of Natasha? She's also jealous of her beauty, or the women that are there. I mean, that would not be surprised because jealousy has knows no boundary. Jealousy does not choose. You allow yourself to be jealous, you will be jealous of who she is. She's not just only beautiful, she has brain. I mean, so in this matter, what we thank you, Comfort, for joining this lovely, wonderful afternoon. Good afternoon. In Nigeria, beauty is a crime. Good afternoon, aka Pastor Electricity. Good afternoon, Comfort. Thank you for joining. So you people that are beautiful, you are in trouble. But like I said again, it's a shame that that is the way men think, women think these days, that because she's beautiful. Like I said, Natasha, she's pretty. Let's admit that, but it is wrong, absolutely wrong. If that is the way they are thinking, that is absolutely and what and totally wrong. I'll play the video again. It's a very short video, which I find very interesting, and give
But I
color.
would like you to comment on this issue about sexual harassment. Is it the normal thing in the Senate that the men don't keep their eyes where they should place their eyes? You know, they are always looking at the female senators, even when we say they are very few. How about this issue about sexual harassment in the Senate or the National Assembly? And how serious, in your estimation, is it? And is it an issue that should still be addressed?
Well, my own experience, the female senators did not look at themselves as if they were inferior to men. They were even up to, if you even mention that Itagiwa is a woman, the response you are going to get will make you ashamed of yourself because they will stand up to you. So, but the beauty of distinguished Senator Natasha is a problem to her.
How can beauty be a problem?
You know, men, when somebody who is pretty passes by you, your attitude will change. You can smile, you can wink, but you may not talk to her. But her beauty is a problem. There's no doubt about that.
That's the wow, our beauty is a problem. This matter will not end here. So let's have it. Let's have it. Our beauty is what is a problem. I'm lost for words. I have to be honest. But like I said, that's a joke. That's a sense of humor on the entire interview. But when he weighed in on the case at hand, his views and opinions are on point. So I must commend the elderly man, and that is why you can see that they're laughing. Indeed, it confirms that our beauty actually confuses Akpabio, and the other male senators there are present. It's intimidating, not just intimidating. She also has the brain in that regard, because it's not just beauty. It's a woman who she's not just beautiful, also knows her left from her right. And the court is the matter has taken a twist. If you follow what is going on, and the court have opined on it to say that indeed the Senate were in haste. They don't even have a right to suspend her, because technically they are not the one that is paying her what salary. Also, they've deprived the Kogi Central North, their constituency, a representation in the house there, which brings again section 60, 69, and 110 of the constitution, that we are failing toward citizens are failing to invoke. And if our constituency are wise, or constituency are wise or proactive, they will actually sue Senator Akpabio for depriving them of what of a representation in the Senate for 6 months, and that is crazy. That is another aspect of what of Section 60, 69, and 110 of the Constitution. On Friday, I will be here again to weigh into to play the other aspect of the video in respect to Akpabio seeing himself as the Almighty, the judge, the jury, and the prosecutor. He is the judge, the jury, and what? And the prosecutor in his own case. And he wanted to use the constitution to back himself. That is the problem we are facing in Nigeria. Coming down from the presidency to what? To the three ties of the government. But in this case, the judiciary appears to be doing their job. Let's hope, fingers crossed, that this will be a turning point for the country, for women in particular, who have the brain, the beauty, the brain, and wants to turn the nation around. And in the next coming days and months, we'll look at this. Natasha case is not going anywhere. That's what that's what comfort. Like I said, the man actually, I would take that as a sense of humor is coming as a sense of humor. Yes, he is somebody's father, and it's an unfortunate statement, comment to come from him, that a beauty is the person's problem. Actually, it's crazy. I understand where you are coming from, Comfort, and I'm going to highlight it. Child, a person father be this, so imagine. It's unfortunate. Yes, you have a point there, Comfort, in the sense that this. So if his own, let's say he has daughters and his daughters are beautiful, what is he going to do? Is he going to kill them or disown them or abandon them? I don't understand how we think, how some of us men think. So if he has a wife that is beautiful, what will he do? He will forbid her from going out or participating in anything. Should that not be a pride to him as a father that, oh, I have beautiful daughters, they have brains and the House of Senate. What exactly is, I mean, how we process, we men process our thoughts? David, like I said, saw a beautiful woman from afar and sexually harassed her. So she doesn't have to even be beautiful from close by. From far, when he saw Bathsheba and it's recorded that the woman was very beautiful to look upon. He has a choice to turn his eyes away. He has a choice to go to his room. He now failed in his duty. And what David did is not what Akpabio did, I beg your pardon, in terms of Natasha's beauty is not different from what David did, and he's just trying to cry over a spilled milk. There's nothing wrong in Akpabio coming out to admit that yes, I find you attractive. The fact that you went to a marriage or whatever it is you slept in does not mean that you can't still find her attractive. That's foolishness. Let me tell you something. I have seen a man, and like I said, this is a fact. I have seen a man who sponsored his girlfriend's wedding in that Nigeria. I have seen. Besides sponsoring the wedding, he paid for the hotel of a guest that came to visit. So the fact that you slept in a house on the day of a marriage or whatever it is does not mean for what do you want us to think to say, oh yes, you slept in a house and so you've never had a thought or you've never admired her beauty. That's foolishness, man. You go sell that one to somebody else. Who are you going to sell it to? To sell it to me? You can't sell that to me. You can't sell that to Nigerians anyway. Who knows if you are not the one that sponsored? How much did you give to that? Did you get? It's possible that you sponsored the marriage. It's because you like her. So, but, I mean, there's no. You can't run away from it. Nobody. You can't close your eyes and walk on the road. You have to look at women. And when you look at them, you find them attractive. Like I said here, Comfort can testify to that. That I have had many women, beautiful women, throw themselves at me allegedly, but I had to rebuff them back. So I said, no, I am not interested. I want to make heaven. Comfort. Please, can you testify to that if you are still watching, if you are still there? So, but in the long run, on the long run, our beauty actually is the problem in respect to what? To Akpabio's behavior. Our beauty is actually the problem. And I said I'm going to play that video, the entire video for us to watch in the matter of the man that spoke, because the video, his opinion in respect to the issue is very important for us to listen to. It's very, very important. So I'm going to play it for us to listen to, and we'll now see that indeed he's not just the man himself spoke the truth. Unfortunately for that comment he made, let's take it as a sense of humor. That is the way I view it, and that is why I said credit must be given. Comfort. Thank you. Yes, I want to make heaven. I want to make a yes. I want to make heaven. So I try to push. I don't want to fall. Lead me not into temptation, but deliver me from evil. For thine is thy kingdom, the power and the glory. For in Nigeria, they said the prayer of lead me not into temptation is better than deliver me from evil. So I want to make comfort, make heaven too, please. I hope you try to make heaven. So I'm going to play the entire video for the purpose of our viewers, my viewers, so that the first clip I played would not rob the man of his opinion, a very good opinion that he weighs into this matter. There, Comfort. I'm glad that you could agree with me that a lot of them beautiful women have made advances on me, and I decided not to give in this regard. Uh, they tried, but they failed, giving to the sort of person. So, beautiful women in Nigeria, it's a pity that that is the way they see you people. It's sad that that is the way our men thinks, that when you are beautiful, it becomes a problem rather than also what? To embrace it, rather than us to showcase it, rather than us to encourage it and applaud it, but rather they're saying that your beauty or our beauty is a problem. That is sad. That is worse than being in the dark age. That is terrible. That shows that in the matter of women in Nigerian politics, we still have a long way to go. And he was also a member he'd been a senator before, and as such, one would not excuse him in anything, even though, like I said, I take it as a sense of humor. So I'm going to play the video now for us to watch, and we'll see how it goes from there. Present, share screen.
Representing Kogi Central at the National Assembly. Some are of the opinion that a legislative house cannot suspend a member, as a member is not an employee of the house. According to critics, a legislative house cannot suspend a member of the house, as doing so will deny his constituents' representation as enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. More so, according to Femi Falana, SAN, in view of the definitive pronouncements of the High Court and the Court of Appeal on the illegality of the suspension of elected members of legislative houses in Nigeria, the suspension of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan is a height of legislative recklessness. The legal suspension, he argues, should be lifted without any further delay. Since the Federal High Court had restrained the Senate Ethics Committee from hearing the complaint against the embattled senator pending the determination of the motion on notice, the Senate ought to have stayed action in accordance with the rule of law. Joining us now on this show as we look at a 6-month suspension of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan is Senator Adisheye Ogunlewe, Nigeria's former Minister of Works and Housing and a former senator on the platform of the Alliance for Democracy, AD, in 1999 for the Lagos East constituency at the National Assembly. Good morning, Senator Ogunlewe, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Well,
good morning, viewers.
A cocktail of issues here. The Senate saying that it has the right under Section 60 of the Constitution to define its own rules and its own procedures. 2, the argument that this issue is not about sexual harassment, but that it is about gross misconduct. 3, the argument that the court had issued an ex parte injunction asking the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Petitions not to proceed with the sanctioning of Senator Uduaghan. And then the 4th part, the statement already put out there that there are established precedents, both from the High Court and the Federal and the Court of Appeal, showing that the Senate has no powers to either suspend a member or withhold salary payments to either a lawmaker or to the aides of a lawmaker. These are some of the principal things out there in the public, and I'm sure you are fully aware of them. But as someone who has been in that same Senate, what's your reaction?
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you, viewers. Yes. Well, it is not unusual for the Senate to make mistake. And we have a platform for senators in 1999 where we discussed this matter. And the structure of the Senate has provision to avoid this type level of mistake. We have the Committee on Judiciary and Legal Matters that could have been given the opportunity to review the report of the Ethics Committee so that they will not make this level of blunder. One could see clearly that they went on a frolic and it was a self-serving report. They didn't refer, they didn't believe that there have been senators before them, and what has been the reaction of the judiciary to this level of suspension. Natasha is the 6th senator to be suspended, from JKF Waku to Omar Gege
to Ningi,
to Ali Ndume. And the court has frowned very vehemently to that kind of attitude. And they should have already known that what they are doing was just going on a heroic adventure, which could be prevented. And it is a pity. During our days in the Senate, we had elders, people who are old, who are mature, that this sort of issue should have been discussed in-house. Like the relocation of seats is normal, but it is not when a senator is entering the chamber that you now tell the senator your seat has been changed. It is totally administratively wrong. If you are changing a seat, which is okay, you will have convey this decision to the senator prior to the resumption of the plenary, so that you will have known that, look, as I'm going in, they've changed my seat, and the session account will now show.
I've just shared the link to this video for the benefit of viewers to watch at their own time to get where it is actually coming from. Again, thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you again. Thank you, Comfort, for being a regular guest. I mean, viewers in the comment section. I'll be here again on Friday, where I will spend much time, longer time. Maybe I'll be here I'll sit down here 6 hours. Comfort, you will agree with me that I can sit here for 6 hours, and we will go into the legality and the illegality, both legality and illegality of the action of Akpabio's, the legality of Natasha's position, and the illegality of Akpabio and the entire his entire colleague, their behavior by bringing the house into disrepute and bringing the nation. And like I've said before, they are all. That is where our problem is. Thank you, Comfort. You said you would think about it if I can stay for 6 hours. Don't forget, what God cannot do does not exist. I will shock you. I will shock you. I will stay for 12 hours to shock you. You are trying me. What God cannot do does not exist. Thank you again for joining, and it's a pleasure to be here again and to reach out to my viewers. Don't forget to share the link, and don't forget to put your comment. Is beauty now a problem, or is it a crime for one to be beautiful? I wonder what will happen to handsome men, and what will be said of them. So have a lovely evening and a lovely week. I hope to see you on Friday, and God bless.